I'm Nightmare Nemo, and welcome to Scary Town, the Goosebumps and Fear Street review show. This time we're going to review a very comic book centered Goosebumps Horrorland book in The Wizard of Ooze. There we go, there's the back there. So, we're back in Horrorland, and this is the second arc of Horrorland, the Jonathan Chiller story arc. And ordinarily, you look at this and you wouldn't actually know that this is a superhero themed, and the Wizard of Ooze is a supervillain. And so what happens is Marco and his friend Gabriella go to Horrorland. They go to Jonathan Chiller's shop and they find a very rare edition of the Wizard of Ooze, which is like a really hard to find copy of this comic book of this supervillain. And Marco is really obsessed with comic books and the Wizard of Ooze. So this is he picks it up and he takes off. So strange things start happening where they go to a comic convention and there's this guy dressed up as the Wizard of Ooze. And it's he starts stalking them and then asking a lot of questions about the comic book that he has and whatnot. And it gets kind of a little tense there. So what happens is this guy's not dressed up as the Wizard of Ooze, working there in a comic convention. He actually is the Wizard of Ooze, and he wants the comic book for some reason. And so there's this other character that comes in called the Fabulous Flame, who is just basically like the Human Torch, and he can turn himself completely on fire, and he can fly around. And he also wants the comic book. So it's just kind of going back and forth. And there's also this funny subplot that will makes more sense as the story goes along, where there's this advertisement in the comic book where it tells you how you can harness your own superpower. And so he does a lot of funny stuff, he wraps himself in plastic wrap. He takes off all his clothes and wraps himself into plastic wrap. And this is supposed to get him to reveal his super strength, where he can use his muscles to bust out of plastic wrap. And it usually doesn't go very well, because the interesting thing is he actually gains the superpowers from doing these acts, but for only 15-20 seconds, and then it goes away and then he looks like an idiot. And he was just he's able to break out, but then he loses this strength, and then he's naked, and then his family is about to bust in and see him all naked and with all the plastic wrap around him. Is what the hell are you doing? So that's kind of weird. That comes in later, and the twist of it's pretty funny. It's an okay book, but this is not one of the more solid Goosebumps comic book stories. I still think Dr. Maniac vs. Robbie Schwartz is still the landmark, the high mark for these kind of stories that are centered around comic book characters. And I haven't gotten to the Attack of the Mutant, but that one, I don't remember that one being all that great either. This is still a pretty decent Goosebumps book in the Horrorland. It's certainly better than Little Shop of Hamsters. That one's pretty lame. Yeah, it's pretty solid. As far as things I didn't like, I just didn't find the Fabulous Flame is kind of a weak character. The Wizard of Ooze is okay, but he's no Dr. Maniac. He's no the Mutant, so he's okay. I mean, kind of looks like the Toxic Avenger there, but yeah, I mean, it's an okay story. It's nothing completely terrible about it. It's still readable, so I don't know. I just didn't really feel all that strongly about it. I was kind of looking forward to it. It's the Wizard of Ooze, and it has a really cool cover, and it's about a supervillain. It's oh, it's gonna be great, just like Dr. Maniac versus Robbie Schwartz. And so it's kind of disappointing in that aspect, but maybe if you set your expectations low, it won't be so bad. So that's kind of all I have to say about that. So, once again, if you guys have any other Goosebumps books that you want me to review that I haven't already, and I'll gladly review those if I have them. Once again, this is Nightmare Nemo. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.